As one Acharya used to say, that when you get onto this boat, it is going to toss because of all your impurities of so many lifetimes. No matter how much it tosses, you stay on the boat, don't jump off, because that will not get you anywhere. Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavrata. But persons whose sins have been destroyed by engaging in pious activities become free from the illusion of dualities. Such persons worship me with determination. Worshipping with determination is a very important point to note, because the journey will not be completed in a day. It's a long journey. Those who become impatient, they lose faith, they lose hope, they lose their enthusiasm, and they stop on the way, they jump off. As one Acharya used to say, that when you get onto this boat, it is going to toss because of all your impurities of so many lifetimes. No matter how much it tosses, you stay on the boat, don't jump off, because that will not get you anywhere. So the determination to worship, what does this depend upon? The resolve of our intellect. In the second chapter, Sri Krishna says, Bhogaishvarya prasaktanam tayapahrita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. He says, Arjun, those whose intellect is all allured towards the world, it is fascinated by worldly things, then the resolute determination to engage in devotion does not come. Because their intellect has got so many branches. And vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana bahushakhayanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. If your intellect can become resolute, then that resolute intellect is one-pointed. And if difficulties come, challenges come, you just cross over them. So this intellect, making it resolute, is a big asset. Maharaj used to have an ashram in Mussoorie, and I used to visit it every year. Mussoorie used to have these flower competitions. There was one gardener who would always win the first prize in the rose competition. And I asked him the secret of it. How do you get the biggest roses in Mussoorie? He said, Swamiji, it is a simple matter. I chop off the other branches. So all the juice from the ground, from this plant, goes into this flower. And the flower blossoms the biggest. So this guy knew Sri Krishna's verse, Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kurunandana. If your intellect is single-pointed, then you will move ahead with great speed. So if you want to make your intellect more firmly resolved, you have to rise above the dualities. These dualities are distracting. They are attracting and distracting. See, they are attracting also. You come for the retreat with this resolve, I wish to participate. But then sometimes the intellect says, let me see the television instead, or things like that. So this is derailing your efforts, or sometimes it is distracting. Some negativity comes in the mind and you start thinking about it. These dualities are the reality of life. We discussed yesterday that life is between two dualities, birth and death. And the whole journey is full of dualities. As one poet said, "Na kabhi rukengi hawaएं, न कभी बुझेंगे चिराग, चलते रहो, ये तमाशा तो रात भर का है." The moment the world got out of COVID, the Ukraine war started. Now once thing stops and the other begins, the next stops and the third begins. That's how the drama of this world continues. So in the midst of this, you have to reach your goal. It is like one man went, he heard that if you bathe on Amavas in the ocean, you will get punya, pious merits. So he went and sat down at the side of the ocean. And he was just sitting and sitting. And one sadhu came and said, "What are you sitting for?" He said, "I wish to bathe in the ocean." "Then why don't you go and bathe?" It has got all these waves coming. I'm waiting for them all to subside, then I'll go and bathe. The sadhu said, the ocean will always remain like this. And while it is all wavy, you go and do your work. So, if we wish, what we need to do is to learn the art of rising above our circumstances and take inspiration from the eagles. In our Delhi ashram, because in the city, we got all these eagles and crows, so sometimes I go on the roof and I see this drama. The eagle is a big bird and the crows are small and pesky in comparison. But somehow the crows, they look on eagles as their enemies and they try to dive bomb them. So the eagle is a big bird, it presents an easy target and it doesn't have the maneuverability of the crow. The eagle refuses to fight with the crow. It just goes higher and then higher and then higher and even higher, until the crow says, "My God, you are too high for me." Likewise, you can either get bogged down by negative circumstances or you take your mind higher. When you take your mind higher, you learn to become indifferent to certain things, the dualities. You rise beyond. How do you do that? Sri Krishna has said, "Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasam jagarti sanyami." What a worldly person looks on as day, the saintly person looks on as night. What the worldly person looks on as night, the saintly person looks on as day. What does this mean? Once I was giving a lecture in one place and some people said to me, "Swamiji, our Guruji, he lives out here, you please come and have his darshan." So what is your Guruji's name? They said, "Our Guruji's name is Khade Shri Baba." So what is the meaning of Khade Shri Baba? He has been standing for the last 27 years. He's not sat down. I said, my God. I've come across many Babas. Once in Delhi, I came across a Jain Baba who is not bathed for 40 years. And yet his body doesn't smell. That's the astonishing thing. But Khade Shri Baba, I said, let's go and meet him. So he had a rope to ensure that he doesn't sit down. Now, if you keep on standing like this for 27 years, naturally your feet will swell. So I requested him for his motivation that why do you keep standing? And he quoted this verse, Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasam jagarti sanyami. That what the worldly person looks on as night, the saintly person looks on as day. So I don't sleep at night, that is why I keep standing. Well, this is not the meaning of the verse. What the verse is indicating is, a worldly person looks at opportunities for enjoyment as the day. Oh, I've got a free pass for Las Vegas, let's go and blow it up. But the saintly person says, no, this will only increase the veil of ignorance. The identification with the body, the lack of control over the mind and senses. And what the worldly person looks on as night, adverse circumstance, the saintly person says, this will liberate me. This is an opportunity for austerity. So let's take it in that light and remain sane, remain positive.